Hi, wonderful Scorpios. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. Scorpio, messages for the Scorpio, people and placements, Scorpio energy. So there could be a need to become more authentic, stay away from superficial type vibes, focus more on your security, long-term success. There could be something about a twin flame here. Maybe you're not with this person at this time. There could be some kind of isolation, or that's what they're asking you to do. Maybe you've been too out there or something like that. Maybe you're coming out of a union with somebody as well. I feel like this person could be separate from the twin flames just because the color in the cards are kind of blue here and there. They're so red. Yeah, you could be really open to this twin flame connection, but we're going to go ahead and dive in with the tarot. Oh, I'm being called to this deck for you guys. Scorpio. Five of Cups. Yeah, so maybe like superficial partying or superficial things or external materialism only led to sadness or something in the past. Maybe you're reflecting on this. Scorpio. Yeah, definitely a big focus on finances here. You're having a new focus on long-term security, maybe a more grounded sense of security that offers more nourishment. You could be leaving something behind emotionally, and this is impacting your finances in some sense. Something with somebody to do in the past, maybe a previous ex or something like that. You could be protecting your passions at this time and learning how to actually cultivate boundaries around your passions. You could be reconsidering long-term strategies and financial success as well. You could be more direct about what you're actually aiming towards. Right, I always take as the future, so maybe you're focused on something you're passionately fired up about. Could be a twin flame connection or somebody who's like a muse or inspires you in some sense. You could have felt a real sense of lack in the past because of your financial strategy. Now you're just starting to reconsider ways to bring ultimate financial security and stability. You could be healing this with innovative solutions. Spirits could be helping you as well. We're going to go ahead and dive in with some tea leaf. Beautiful. There's spirits around you looking to heal you and put you on your divine path, Scorpio. Yeah, you are on the right path regarding some element of your life. You can see how the arrow is pointing in my to the right, which is I take as the future, towards that twin flame, that fiery energy, tapping into what brings you joy, coming out of any dissatisfaction and healing that part of your life, especially if there was like a loss of material wealth or there was just a bad financial strategy. You could be healing this. Scorpio, the one that gives you more freedom and power, Scorpio. We do have Pluto entering, going back through Capricorn actually until November for the last time in our lifetimes. And Capricorn is an Earth sign; it rules money and security and long-term mastery of it. So you might have to save in order to do this, or get more disciplined in your approach. Embrace those Saturnian qualities. Reconsider things. You could be becoming less stubborn as well. Like you could have been stubborn in the past, and this led to some kind of more issues than was needed. I mean, Scorpio is a fixed water sign, so it is kind of stubborn by nature. But you could be analyzing yourself and finding better paths, maybe a new home, a new attitude, more better finances, especially if you have to let go of something temporarily to embrace something else, maybe a new connection. This person could be different from you. Terriers could be here, important collies, very smart dogs, very smart people. Maybe you're deciding to kind of change your approach. I'm going to go ahead and get you deeper messages. Scorpios, most important advice for the Scorpios. Wow, this is a beautiful card. Dumavati. It's very powerful. It's just so Scorpio-esque, I think. She's just got this like beautiful, maybe I can turn down the brightness on this. It's a bit easier to see, less washed out. And that'll do. Okay, so number 22, definitely something about finances, self-esteem with you and other people, and maybe a real estate situation. Beloved mother who dwells in the smoke, who presides over the most difficult transitions, she who knows that certain endings are unavoidable. They are necessary predecessors to radical reinvention. Her presence brings the message that through disappointment, defeat, or loss, the negative repercussions of such experiences may cause suffering for a time, but they will not limit future happiness. There are means for opening as yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything has worked out for the absolute best. The seventh of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is Dumavati. She is the crone goddess, and uniquely in the Hindu context from which she arises, also a widow. So this is definitely a mature Saturnian energy, right? The mature woman vibe. Her name means she who is made of smoke, and as the expression goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. Dumavati is associated with profound suffering, just as smoke is the polluting and concealing manifestation of fire. It can be hard to believe there is any divine blessing, hidden or otherwise, when we are in the agonies of intense suffering. In honoring Dumavati, we acknowledge the suffering is part of life and can develop compassion. Our capacity for kindness is often in direct proportion to the suffering we have experienced and processed. As it can grow empathy and wisdom in the soul, some continue to create pain for themselves and others alleviate suffering in the world through what they have learned. The difference comes in the willingness to face and process pain. Dumavati can help us find the courage to be real about suffering, neither becoming lost in it or avoiding it, but rather to go through it and process it. So you could be drawn to like darker movies as well. That could be a good way to kind of process and get ideas on how to process your life, or just kind of express yourself or have an outlet. Dumavati is often often associated with the most painful aspects of human existence: aging, disease, thirst, poverty, hunger, death, and ugliness on all levels. This may cause some fear for her and try to push her away, yet when we are suffering greatly, we can know that she is with us. With her black, smoky skin, she becomes the blackened Madonna, the beloved mother who does not watch our suffering from some remote place in blissful detachment, but is suffering along with us. Our cries resonate in her heart. In her emotional anguish, she is the sacred companion, and her presence can help bear witness to honesty and courage. Healing begins with an acknowledgement of suffering. You can't resolve an issue if you deny it exists. Bearing honest witness is the only way for change to begin. When Dhumavati arises in a reading, there is an opportunity to end the profound and difficult struggle, perhaps one that is obscured and difficult to articulate and acknowledge. Such truth speaking to yourself happens when you can admit, this is not good for me, or I'm not sure yet what or how, but something needs to stop. Dhumavati is sometimes depicted with two crows attempting to pull a cart they can't move. At other times, her cart is without means of movement at all. She brings the message that the path you're on can't take you any further. This doesn't mean that life is over, but rather that life as you have known it has come to an end. This is an inception of a new cycle. To be ready for it, we know from Kali's mysteries we must grieve and release what has been. In the social context from which Dhumavati emerges, widows are at the edges of acceptable social status. In this way, Dhumavati is a goddess for those who have been shunned, criticized, or denounced, those forced out of social status or position through circumstances that are not necessarily of their own choosing. When external events seem to be forcing you in a certain direction, feelings of vulnerability can arise, but then so can a sense of being deeply guided by the universe. Dhumavati's presence signifies a time when something you once counted on has failed you in some way, although through the process opportunities open that would not have otherwise been available. Dhumavati is the harbinger of endings and loss, but also a radical trust and secret blessings that revealed later and most often unexpectedly. Something avoided at all cost happens anyways, and we end up being grateful for it because it frees us. New horizons open up, everything changes. It wasn't easy. It took courage. It hurt a lot. We had to grow, but she was there with us, letting us know this feels terrible, but something good is going to come from it. The pain will end, and you are going to be more than just okay. You are going to thrive. Beautiful. And then we have number 2 on the bottom, Vishvamata. I think I've read this maybe in Taurus, so you could be dealing with a Taurus reading, a Taurus person or something like that. But I don't know. There is something definitely hopeful about your reading. I was thinking about something and then I forgot it. So, best advice for Scorpio people in placements. Oak. Wow. Oak and sex magic. So there is kind of like maybe you're using magic to help you manifest your inner power or kind of manifest from that place of strength and empowerment. You could maybe need to introduce more of a sex life in your life to keep the energies balanced and strong. Let's see, 27. Wisdom. Just like wisdom, goals evolve as time goes on. Some goals will be left behind while others will morph into something else entirely. It's important to regularly check back in with where you are to make sure you're still situated on the most illuminated path. You know, sometimes things just change and you phase out, you fade out. Oh yeah, I might have wanted to bring up the movie that I just watched, When a Man Falls in Love with a Woman, but that's just an example. You might not be going through that at all. It's just like a really authentic movie, I think, and there was a lot of dark emotions in that movie as well. Sex magic here. I draw on my body with an invisible blade carved with the bliss of lustrous teeth. It is the allure that I will meet blood and flesh. Okay, let's see what that's about. 38. Uninhibited. Maybe something is like breaking away so you can move towards something else. Consider this your initiation. You are being guided to disinhibit your spirit so you may move forward in a more natural, authentic way. Those who do not understand your freedom are limited by their own self-consciousness and social constraints. Likewise, those who do not support you acting upon your desires are lashing out for fear of not fulfilling their own. Their lack of freedom attempts to box you in because they are not ready to receive such a gift themselves. Sad as it may be, their lack of enlightenment is not a reason to keep your soul bound in solidarity. If you find yourself among those who do not support your passion, now might be a time to self-exile and seek a more illuminated and open-minded relationship. Interesting. We do have it right beside twin flames right there. Twin flames. Sorry. I'm going to grab us some karma cards, and then I think we'll close this baby out. Scorpio. Last messages for the Scorpio people and placements. Okay, I guess we'll take it. Yeah, there could be fears you're working through, maybe financial fears, yeah. Interesting. These could have been holding you back or have held you back, if not anymore. But interesting. Yeah, I think if your father's passed also, they're watching over you, so that's important too. And I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much. Please take care. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe, or hit the Buy Me a Coffee link if you want to leave a tip. Thanks.